it's always nice because to come back to events like this, when you're down in Richmond, we have 32 Democrats in the House out of 100. It's reassuring to come back home and to hear and see friendly faces, and you don't know how much your emails and your phone calls and things that we see even on social media, how much they mean to us, because it reminds us that that the things that we are fighting for are worth fighting for. And this is one of those choices, one of those issues that I think is a sleeping giant that I think is going to be awakened in this election, and we all need your help to do that, because there's a pretty clear, distinct choice. Even though we haven't decided who our nominees will be, there's a pretty distinct choice in the statewide races, and I think that you need to choose. I'm also, and I'm glad Senator Evan was recognized. My former colleague, House member, now a senator, and my co-chair of the Virginia Progressive Caucus. The Progressive Caucus is adamant about making sure that choice is the top of our agenda. It is a top priority to make abortion, to continue to make it safe and legal in our state, and that is a priority of ours. But one of the bills that I put forward that I'd like to talk to you a little bit about tonight is to repeal the trap regulations. And it's a very simple change, and I even brought the bill. It's very simple. It's basically one sentence, and it's striking in the code, for purposes of this paragraph, facilities in which 5 or more first trimester abortions per month are performed shall be classified as a category of a hospital. So to put that in layman's terms, of what they've done is that they've categorized these clinics as hospitals. And as such, they put some pretty onerous and rigorous regulations for them to comply with by a certain date. And in many cases, it will force these facilities to close. They ask that they do things like create 5-foot wide public hallways, new ventilation systems, covered tent entrances into the facility, drinking fountains in the waiting rooms. I mean, all of this is supposed to be in the name to protect women and to make these facilities safer. Drinking fountains in the waiting rooms. I mean, it's really absurd to think that this has anything to do with safety, and we know what the other agenda was. Well, I filed a bill to repeal these trap regulations, House Bill 2182, and of course I'm not naive to go in there and think that this is not going to be a difficult battle. This will be a very much uphill battle. It went before a subcommittee that had 4 Republicans and 1 Democrat on it, and so I knew the chances going in. But we lined up the witnesses for people to testify to show that just what impact that this would have on access for women to get preventive health care services, not just abortion services, but all the preventive services that we talk about, screenings and different kinds of exams, contraceptions and things like that, that they will not have access to if these regulations go into effect. Of course, we were unsuccessful. The bill was defeated in subcommittee, and that's where it died. But of course, these are one of those issues that, again, needs to transform itself to be part of the election. It needs to be part of the conversation. It can't just die in subcommittee. It needs to continue that process, and with your help, through the people that are running for office, but through social media and whatnot, I think that we need to get the message out that this election is very, very important. What you saw happen 2 years ago is going to definitely repeat if these guys win re-election and we see a top of the ticket that is anti-choice and anti-women. So it's very important that we make sure people come out to vote, because this election is very, very important. I'll stop there, but I hope during the question